Hello, everyone, and welcome back here to Rehealth in Cancun, Mexico. Today, we're joined by Max Hansen, who's here from Phoenix, Arizona. How you doing?
Great.
Excellent. So thank you so much for joining us, coming down and being treated here at Rehealth. So before we get into what you had done, tell us a little bit about your health journey and how you got here.
Yeah, so, I've been in pretty good shape most of my life, but I had decided about a year ago that I wanted to be in the best shape by the time I turned 50. And so I'm 48 now, about to turn 49. And so I had been working really hard, and I ran into John Jay, who's another patient here that was here today. He told me about this process, and then he invited me to go to the podcast, which I saw the docs on the podcast, and that's where they answer every question that I would have.
Right.
And there are a lot of different types of people there that had different types of illnesses, stuff like that. But for me, trying to get in the best shape of my life, it was a no-brainer based on the feedback and questions that were answered during that session. So it was from that session that I made the leap.
And were you looking to improve on any one thing, or just overall well-being?
Overall well-being, I think the one thing we talked a little bit about was cardio fitness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's easy for me to lift heavy weights, but I really wanted to start doing more cardio. And I just wanted to figure out something that would allow me to do that. So when I normally do cardio, I get really sore. And so I was looking for something to help me with that. And this ended up very much helping me with that.
And that's actually interesting, because we had done a study way back when on recovery, stem cell treatments and recovery, and we saw that it definitely did improve the recovery on after high intensity
training,
exercise and whatnot. Exactly.
Yeah.
So now that you've been here, so tell us a little bit about what you had done.
So I had the umbilical cord stem cells, 2 bags, 100 million per day. And I mean, the team here is amazing. You feel very welcome. Very easy process. Trips down to Cancun are amazing. And the first time, my body reacted a little bit more, and I could tell something was going in. This time, it feels a little bit more natural and feel great. Feel like they're being well received. Maybe it's in my head, but at any rate.
Well, now you actually have the measuring tool to a degree, right? Because even on your Oura ring, like we were talking about it earlier, you saw that there's, you have your usual trajectory, and then like last night, some things were off, because that's the body's recognizing that you have the cells in the system. There's a response, an immune response that's triggered, and you can see actually your body reacting to that. So you may not have gotten the same type of quality sleep, for instance, last night. So it's interesting how it's working. It's a good way to quantify. I know with so many options, Max, in terms of stem cells, and when, international, where do I go? Who do I select? Why did you decide on Rehealth?
I think it was from the
podcast.
Yeah, I really, I felt like the dialogue, that the questions we asked directly to you and the way you guys responded. Looking up your website, I have other people that have been here as well. So I had people that, came highly referred. And then I did know of other places, when you start talking about stem cells, of course, they talk about Panama, they talk about Costa Rica. But for me, it was easy because I had a lot of people that had already given me positive feedback about Rehealth. So it was an easy decision.
Excellent. And how has the experience and the team been?
Been amazing. It's an easy trip. Team is amazing. Everybody's friendly. The process is almost too good to be true. Come down here and enjoy 2-3 days down here, and
not a bad place to be.
Not a bad place to be.
Yeah, and the good thing is you come down, have a margarita, virgin, of course,
yes,
and the stem cells, right? It's a little getaway. So talk to me a little bit about what advice you would have for someone that comes to you and says, "Hey, Max, I saw you." What advice would you have for them in terms of making that decision of just taking a hard step and trying to do something different to improve their health?
Yeah, I mean, the advice that I'd have is, if you're serious about getting in better health and better shape, and you're willing to, kind of buckle down. For me, it was a combination of things. I think to make this worth it and pan out, I really needed to make sure I was working out, eating well to maximize the results. Right. So I'd say if you want to make a dramatic increase on top of, some lifestyle changes in a positive way, this is a really good thing to do.
And that's a great point, because that's really what you have to do. You have to make a lifestyle change, because there's not a one miracle treatment or one pill or one infusion that's going to get you to where you need to get to. So cellular health is a very potent, attack or complement to what you need to have done, but it starts before that. And you have to, do the diagnostics. You have to get into the eating, the working out, the supplementation, all the other things that that you're doing, that you've incorporated into, and that has to become now the main way of being. So I think it's very important. People have to adjust their mindset, their discipline, and their lifestyle, so that then this becomes more just, a par for the course on that front. So I think you touched on a good point. And also here at Rehealth, what we specialize is on precision or personalized medicine, right? You're going to hear that over and over again. Why? Because as you've heard through all the patients that have come here, each of them have their own reason for coming down. And we address two things. We address their goals and we address their deficiencies. And we want to make sure that we accomplish that, so that not only that they feel better for what they wanted to come down here, but that we set them on a trajectory for success. And so, some of the things we do here, as you've heard, we're doing the umbilical cord mesenchymal stem cell treatment, right? We do it not only infusion, but a variety of other ways, orthopedic indications, etc. We also have our NK cell therapy, which we're extremely excited about. So NK cells, I'll let Dr. Gonzalez talk about it in more detail shortly, but they're the Navy SEALs of your white blood cells. So they kind of go in and they're looking, they're as we get older, the cells are not as young anymore, right? So we want to take that senescence or that old age from these cells. So we extract your blood, we process it, we strip the senescence, and then we infuse it back into you with the goal of actually overall setting your immune system back. And we just put out a publication that we noticed that 2 of the primary anti-aging markers have been set back, which is extremely exciting. So there's a lot more information, and I think we're just starting to scratch the surface on NKs and their other benefits that they have. And finally, our exosomes, which we're using for topical and other indications as well. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Gonzalez, who could tell you a little bit more about the science.
Yeah, so the umbilical stem cells that we actually use are different in the sense of the amount of research that we've actually done on these particular cell types. I mean, we spent over 14 years, we published a paper back in 2010. So just the publication of it, the amount of research we did, comparing it to all these other different cell types, this is where we knew that particular cell and the development of such, which has taken years to do, is the best cell type, that what we've seen. And this is a pure stem cell. It's not like these, everybody talks about the word, stem cell, stem cell, stem cell, yet the majority of all these other things is maybe ground up tissue, is I extract your bone marrow. It's essentially a needle in a haystack of how many stem cells you actually have in there. Granted, something may be working there, but it's probably not the stem cell, because it's only 1 in a million or 1 in 10 million, whatever it may be. And then going on to our natural killer cell, which is really, really interesting, is it's a different approach that we actually take, because we take blood from you. We then actually purify the end natural killer cell, and then we activate it and grow it up to billions of cells, which is what our publication states, and we infuse it back in. So it's essentially that's a true precision medicine that we're actually putting back in. And the concept behind that is basically wiping out those age-old cells that are in your body, in your immune system, because there's nothing more important than your immune system. We all know this. I mean, you're trying to avoid getting sick. You're challenged with a million viruses in there and ecological, this, that. We got to stay healthy. Yeah. And every single disease has an immune component to it. Stay healthy and you're great. And the immune system interacts with vasculature, what you talked about, essentially the context of the cardio. I want to improve my cardio. Well, guess what? You got to get the inflammatory response in check, so you can do a lot more cardio too.
Yeah, it's interesting. Since I got my first stem cell treatment in April, me and my wife, we didn't get sick once. So, and we have 5 kids. So,
which is very hard, right? Because you have 5 petri dishes.
Yeah, and I tried not to say, because it's one of those things, knock on wood.
Right.
So hopefully I would knock on wood now, but I did not get sick.
Yeah. And I think it's not a coincidence, and that opens things up in terms of making sure you do your homework, right? Because here at Rehealth, we really focus on first is safety, right? So we've done extensive work on the cell line that we're using on our patients. We've run it through all the viral testing possible. We've done the genetic karyotyping, making sure there's no on the genetic front, and we have multiple clinical studies with the FDA. So we feel extremely confident on the safety and obviously the efficacy. And as you've heard, every patient has their reasoning, and they've all witnessed some sort of improvement, and that has to tell you something. So make sure you do your homework on not just the facility, not just the price, right? It's all about what the safety, the efficacy, and all these patients couldn't have gotten it wrong. So again, Max, thank you so much for coming down. And safe to say we'll see you again soon.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the second round here and hitting the gym and getting
Perfect.
Awesome. So make sure if you have any questions, please click on the link below or give us a call and we can schedule you a consultation with one of our great practitioners. Thank you.